Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the As Seen on TV podcast for The Originals, Season 3, Episode 11, Wild at Heart. I'm your host, Mike. What's up?
I just realized. This is a show called The Originals, but it's based off the universe of another show, so it's not very original.
I'm your host, Mike, and joining me tonight are my cat, Kai, who will probably have more valid points than Dom tonight. Isn't that right, sweetie? Yeah, okay. Anyway, joining us also is Dom. Yeah, and Nikki.
Hi.
Yeah, and Kim.
Hi.
Hi. So, the first full episode of Cammy being an actual vampire.
I like her and hate her at the same time.
I love her.
I hate
just
her.
want to cuddle up and nuzzle her.
I fucking hate her like this.
The very end is what made me love her. The rest of the episode, I hated her.
Why just the end?
Because she's a conniving piece of smartness.
She's so smart. She's a manipulative bitch.
She is, but she knows how to play with people's heads. She knows how to read people, so it fits.
Psychologist.
Yes.
Turned vampire. Yeah. Well, this is going to be fun.
She's basically turning your worst thoughts against you.
And, yeah, she knows how to read people, and now she has no filter anymore.
Who needs a filter?
Yeah, true. So, this week we got...
Gefilte fish.
Gefilte fish.
I like my filter, thank you.
This week we got two characters we have not seen much of, one of which in a very long fucking time.
Davina.
No, she was not a very long fucking
And
time.
Josh.
That was the long fucking time.
I love that little song at the end of it.
So, we get Davina and Josh.
Where the fuck has Josh been?
Laying low since his boyfriend died?
Laying really low.
I
Yeah.
think laying low since Marcel took the step to the Strix. Because he was there before Marcel did that.
Very true. So, Davina is still shunned. Can't even get anything done at all. And Josh is just trying to help her out. But here comes some new fun twists, stirring the pot here. Aya, our lovely new leader of the Strix, wants to recruit Davina to join the Strix's coven. Or the sisters, as she calls them. Bunch of, just like Davina, outcast and shunned witches from all over the place, who are extremely potent fonts of magical power. And the whole, icing on the cake, the little carrot on the stick to entice Davina in, this is the only coven in the world capable of casting this spell. A.k.a. the spell you want to cast. A.k.a. Resurrect Cole.
Correct. Which, I must say, I saw his name pop up in the opening credits, and I just turned to both of you, and I was like...
We all watched this episode together.
Out of my mouth. Nikki just goes, "Did you see that?" And I go, "I wouldn't be looking at you right now if I didn't."
He came this close to clapping like a seal.
Thank you for the demonstration.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
So, perfect bait for Davina. Want Davina to join their coven? There you got it. Right there. String her along with that. So, the Strix, under new management, do this whole little... They really... Okay, was her name?
Ariana.
Ariana was the blonde, one of the blonde sisters. Huh?
Tall?
Grande?
Sure.
Latte?
Ariana Grande?
New macchiato?
The really tall, skinny blonde witch.
Yeah.
She was kind of the focal point of this episode in
She was.
multiple ways. She divines the intentions of some of the higher-up Strix members, of which Marcel is apparently one of now. And she's flipping over the cards. It's like the loyal knight, the loyal knight, the loyal knight, and it's like, flips it over, the hanged man. She rips the guy's head off. Gets to Marcel, who is obviously shitting a brick right now.
A purple polka dotted brick.
Because he is totally in his head like, yeah, I am just here for information. I am totally not 100% loyal to this. I am more loyal to Klaus right now, because if Klaus dies, I die. And then flips over, it's the loyal knight. Like, and then you just saw the look on Ariana's face, and it's just like, you owe me, bitch.
You know, you could just call her Blondie.
Okay, Blondie's face.
There you go.
I mean, I think the three of us agreed at that moment that, you know, she obviously stacked that deck.
Call me.
Ah.
You said Blondie. That's the song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's just focus on Ariane right now. Blondie. Because,
Anytime?
yeah, new character.
Oh, anytime. Anytime.
New character that there should have been more of, unfortunately. So, another thing is Aya and Elijah team up to work out the whole prophecy thing, because it's still looming overhead, and Aya does realize that if Elijah dies, she does too. Mm-hmm. Because now that's, you know, the Seratura is gone. That was a magical prison. Didn't have to worry about it. Now the next threat is an actual can kill an original weapon. So Aya's a little worried. Has Blondie go into his thoughts just to see everything so she could try to decipher and pull more of this prophecy out. And basically comes up with, there is a pale horse on the horizon. Where was it? I actually wrote this down. Pale horse, a lone figure, and the Mikealsons are burning because of it.
Mm-hmm.
There are dark times ahead, regardless of what they've endured in the past, which is a lot. So yeah, what'd you guys think? Just pale horse, obvious symbolism for death.
Yeah.
And a literal horse.
And a literal horse, which we find out later.
Kind of, not really an actual horse, but
Carving of.
yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But before we get on to that, while we're on Blondie, because she was everywhere this episode, Davina goes into a sort of purgatory to find Cole's spirit and talk to him. And while she's there, she does find Cole.
Yes.
But she also finds all of the ancestors who really don't like her right now.
They don't seem to like Cole either.
They don't seem to like anybody. But, they find her, and she's talking to Cole there, who says, you know, the Strix coven? No. No. Find another way, love. Not happening.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because Cole obviously knows that is a bad idea. But
I'm so happy Cole's back.
I know, I'm so happy he's back too. I missed him. Anyway, back to Blondie, who rescues Davina and, you know, kind of Cole a little bit from the ancestors and gets Davina pulled out of there. She pulls her out and basically says, you know, Davina asks her, I forgot what Davina asked her, but she said, you know, I'll answer your real question. Yeah, it was worth it. And then walks out. Like, drops the mic, leaves. Because the whole thing was, the Strix are going to make you do things you don't want, yet no one should ever do.
Right.
But it's for what she desires most.
I mean, even to the point where these prophecies are in play, the fact that the witches involved are telling the prophecies could be what is making the prophecy come true.
Could be one of those. Yeah. I mean, there's all sorts of,
One by family, and now the whole family is like being paranoid over the prophecy, and which that right there, knowledge that one is family, is what leads one of the family to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to keep that in mind this whole time, and all these witches that keep, because this is the second witch now that's confirmed the prophecy.
Yeah, and expanded upon it.
Yeah.
One by family, which I thought that was why Rebecca had Elijah dagger her. Because that takes the family equation out of it. Now it's friend and foe.
Not necessarily.
I know.
She's technically not dead.
Yeah, I think the prophecy is like their downfall, meaning they're either, gone or dead. So her being daggered is just her sleeping, and since she was placed safely away by Elijah,
Right.
it doesn't really count in my books anyways.
Yeah.
And if Cole actually comes back, is that going to throw everything off tilter?
Cole could be the one by family. Cole's been known to be rather reckless with the family, untrusting, like they barely trust him.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Rebecca's the only one that really wants him back. Elijah and Klaus are kind of like meh.
They are kind of like meh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's got some history. He's got a track record. It'd be like bringing Finn back and them being okay with it.
Yeah, they wouldn't be.
Yeah.
With Cole, it's always been, okay, Cole exists. He's family.
Mm-hmm.
But
he's kind of a butthole.
he's kind of the one who really is out for numero uno.
I think Davina kind of softened him up.
Davina did help soften him up a bit. So after...
Basically.
Yeah. So after the episode of Blondie being everywhere, Elijah shows up towards the end and, doesn't really say anything. She's the one who says, I figured this was coming. You have to kill me. Now knowing what I know, because she read his thoughts and basically saw his whole life and everything he's ever done. For 1,000 years worth of information just compacted into her.
Yeah.
And she accepts it. She, doesn't try to resist. She just kind of goes with it. I completely understand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing. What did she see that she completely understands? And why is Elijah killing her to keep her quiet? Is it just so there's no information that she can give to the Strix? Or is there another deep, dark secret he's been hiding?
There's probably multiple reasons. You can't just say one instance. It's going to say, well...
It's just she knows too much.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Knows too much.
It might not even be a secret. It just knows too much.
Yeah.
Just knows way too much.
We know there was years...
Knows weaknesses, knows everything.
Yeah. And, I mean, there's years of Elijah keeping things... Elijah's very, I think, he's a little bit more, I think there's a lot more things
Bottled
that
up.
no one knows, yeah.
Yeah, he's bottled up, he's reserved. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the smooth, he's the clear sunny day outside, hurricane on the inside kind of guy.
Yeah.
We found that out when his mommy was in town.
Yeah.
She fiddled with his brain juices a little too much.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Blondie's dead.
Call me.
Mm-hmm. Not anymore. So, on to some other characters that we got a glimpse of this episode. Haley is completely out of whack after Jackson died because she realized she did actually come to love Jackson.
She kind of said what Cammy said what everybody was thinking anyway.
And that is?
Everybody, as in not the characters on the show, but everybody watching at home.
Great, now you're free to pursue Elijah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what everybody was thinking.
And she kind
There's
of
just
said
no
she
good way
felt.
to word it.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes, I was thinking that, but at the same time, I was like, oh, poor Haley.
It's messed her up. It is gonna take a minute, but at the same time, I mean, you saw like the last scene, you know, she's feeling guilty or whatever, and all this other stuff that's happening, but
I mean, that's what
Elijah and her have a
it's
moment
like.
there too. Elijah's still always there.
Yeah, Elijah just sat down in the kitchen or wherever they were, just to talk, to let her talk. And, the last line of the episode was, she says, falling in love with any of us is a death sentence. And he goes to open his mouth and say something, and it's just like, the originals. Like, fade to black.
I don't think he's gonna say anything after that.
You can't.
No.
Because he knows she's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He realizes she's right. 100%. So, speaking about the death sentence of loving them, Cammy actually fell for Klaus, and now she's dead.
Yeah.
Now she's a manipulative bitch.
She is
She's awesome.
A semi out of control, freshly turned vampire. Which, in this, universe, with how many seasons of the Vampire Diaries, how many times have we seen a freshly turned vampire go psycho?
Almost all of them.
0.
I mean, she's not psycho.
No.
She knows what she wants, and the way she's gonna get it is however she can. If that means tossing a few bodies over the freaking bridge, she'll do it.
She's basically turned into what she knew. Like, I think she knew before she turned that this was a possibility, that this is what she's going to become. Because we know how like, just, she had a darker side. And we know how, turning into a vampire works. All of those, the way you are is heightened.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is just the dark side that she was fighting to keep, away in the back of her mind, even though she knew it was there. And sometimes it came out, and sometimes there was things like she felt that, but she kept it all under wraps. So now it's all of that darkness that she had in her is coming out, along with the way she was, which was, the whole being able to analyze people and doing all that stuff. So this is just all super heightened, mixed with the dark, just becoming this big, massive mess.
Big, massive mess is a great way to put it. I mean, she's straight up compelling. Detective Kinney, who we haven't seen for a few episodes, she just right up compels him like, yeah, I need help. You're mine.
She does not give a fuck. She just doesn't care. She's like, I'm just going to do what the fuck I want. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Says,
fuck you. Fuck you.
And
she did. She said she went through everybody and told them to fuck themselves, and then she was outie. And she's like, I am taking this with me, and I will be in touch.
Yeah, she wants to reclaim all of her family's dark objects, which Klaus is not letting her do. Klaus has the pretty good logic. Most of them were created by Cole, or by my family. So technically they're my family's dark objects.
Yep.
Valid point. But,
I'm sure Cole created all of them, actually.
Probably did. So, Elijah, has a word with Klaus about this prophecy, pale horse and all that, and they're trying to figure it out. And then, as soon as I think Elijah or Klaus says Rebecca's safe, and then all of a sudden it's like, it hits Klaus like, oh, good God, I know what the pale horse is. It is literally a white horse.
It doesn't look white. It looks like a regular wood carving, but the fact that it's white oak and it is a horse, yes, that makes sense.
Yep, a horse that he carved for Rebecca himself.
For that Elijah had collected from fallen branches, which just happened to be from the white oak tree. So it's still from that same tree.
Yep. He carved it, and oh my. So the weapon that is out there that could potentially kill them, Klaus made himself.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't find it, because Cammy overheard all this, and while she was having her...
She figured it out before all they did.
Yep.
As soon as she heard it, because Cammy saw the moment. She was the only other person to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take this, stuff it in my jacket pocket, I'm gonna leave.
Mm-hmm.
She played that off really good so that she could sneak it. She had
Yup.
Haley, eating from her hand.
Yup. And now, Cammy has the bargaining chip.
Yep.
The currently only known thing until plot convenience requires it, that can kill an original.
I feel really bad for Klaus.
I do too.
Why?
Because he had Cammy, he was happy. Even though, we know that's never gonna ever stay or stick for him.
And Aurora fucked it up.
Oh, it's just that Cammy makes a really bad vampire. And if she would have stayed even a little bit nicer, he could live with it. But now she's totally fucking him over. And you can just see in his face, he wants to just murder her at that point.
Can I just remind you of how Caroline acted when she was first a vampire? And look how far Caroline has come.
Very true.
Yes, but this is now. We don't know how it's going to happen to Cammy in the future.
It takes a lot of time. We knew
Right.
how long it took. It took Caroline quite a while for her to...
She
Mhm.
still has her moments.
Yeah,
Has her
exactly.
moments,
She does have some moments.
But even pre-vampire, she was obnoxious. Vampire took her up and down a notch at the same time.
Yeah.
And I really didn't start enjoying the character until
fairly recently.
I want to say the Traveler season.
Yeah. Well, that's when they really fleshed her out.
More.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she grew up. I think being a vampire, I think changing her into a vampire was the best thing ever they did for her. Even though, I mean, obviously at first she was just a heightened pain in the ass. But, after growing technically older, she grew up out of those things that how she was when she was younger. So I think it's a lot of that.
Right.
So it's, in this case, the problem is Cammy's an adult already. So you're not gonna have as much of that growing in that case.
I mean, she also has a secret admirer buying her drinks from across the other side of the bar.
Klaus?
Oh, yeah.
We're like, what?
Love the look on his face. It's like, found you. So, is there anything else for this episode before we talk about the next one, which is looking like it's going to be good?
All
But
right.
I can always say that about this show.
Need more coal.
Need more
I
coal.
have a feeling we're going to see more Nathaniel.
Maybe not next episode, but definitely coming soon.
I mean, it was interesting, too. Imagine Davina's, point of view of dealing with fake Cole's body to finally meeting real Cole now. Imagine being in that position.
It was definitely kind of a stumble.
Yeah, she was kind of startled, but she knew who it was right away, but she didn't want anything really to do with it until later.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was the whole Cole, close your eyes, picture this. This is what we did. Imagine our last night. And that's when
Yep.
it put her at ease.
Yep.
Yep. So, here's the thing. A resurrection spell. Is that going to resurrect his original body? Even though it was utterly destroyed?
I mean, if it's one of those kinds of resurrection spells, even if his body has been desecrated or spread out in bazillion pieces, he's just gonna poof. Oh, hey, there he is!
And it's going to poof him back into his original self, as in human witch.
He's gonna poof right in front of you. There's no rising out of the Pacific Ocean or anything.
I'm aware of that.
Pacific Ocean?
No, the Pacific.
I'm aware of that, but what state is he going to come back in? Is it going to be the Nathaniel original body Cole, or the Caleb Cole,
Or the witch Cole?
or the original vampire Cole?
I think it's gonna be
Nathaniel
Cole, like the witch, the way he was born.
The way he was born. Okay.
Not infant, but yeah, human.
He's going to come out naked.
It's gonna be
Well,
a human.
Davina
that
will
makes
enjoy
sense.
that. Davina would enjoy that.
I mean, it would make sense that he.
I think a lot of the viewers would enjoy that too.
Go on, Kim.
I want some Elijah.
Sorry.
She wants Elijah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all right. I don't disagree. Moving on. Next episode is called Dead Angels. When a powerful weapon that could take down the Mikealsons for good ends up in the wrong hands, great, Klaus finds himself in a tense standoff with an unlikely foe.
Blondie?
Blondie's dead. We're going to go with the other Blondie.
Hey.
Meanwhile, Elijah's attempt to reclaim control of the Strix leads to a violent showdown and the emergence of a potential new leader. From the promo, he basically says, I'm coming to take over, and Aya challenges him to a duel.
So Aya's gonna be dead.
Which, unless she has a means to subdue him, I cannot see that going well for her. Like, there is no way... She's got to know that there's no way she can defeat him on strength alone.
I don't know.
I mean...
Aya's clever.
She's clever, and she is very powerful as far as vampire standards go, but, I mean, of vampire strength left, is Elijah's the strongest vampire left, because he's the oldest one.
Yeah,
technically.
The oldest.
So...
Isn't technically Klaus?
Yes, but that's
strongest?
because Klaus is the strongest because of being a hybrid.
Right.
But as far as straight up vampire strength goes, Elijah has him beat.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, if you want to get really technical, Rebecca is just as old as a vampire as Elijah because they were made at the exact same time.
Right, but
Elijah's
I'm
just
going
an
on...
older born.
I know, I'm going on
Yeah.
actual physical age, which they kind of alluded to in the back in the Vampire Diaries.
I don't know if it was physical age or if it was vampire age.
Well, they were all turned at the same time.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was
Right, so
alluded
they should all
to...
So make
equal.
up your damn mind.
I
What
know,
is it?
but back in Season 3 of the Vampire Diaries, it was alluded to that Elijah was the strongest of them.
'Cause he's also he's the oldest technically.
And that is why, and that's the assumption you
Always
make.
Klaus was the strongest.
It's
Because
it's
of being a
He's a
hybrid.
I like bread.
Anyway, so that's that. Elsewhere, a new coven of witches tries to influence Davina into helping them locate the elusive weapon. She quickly realizes she may be in over her head.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yup. So, anything else?
No.
All right, then. Kim, where can they find you?
At HUFFITY stalking Elijah. Anyway.
Stalking
Hey
Elijah.
now, Elijah does the stalking. He's the vampire.
The actor's name is what? Daniel Gillies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just if you see Huffity Puffity following you, don't follow back.
Dom, where can they find you?
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
Nikki, where can they find you?
Fucking kidding me?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyYVENOM24.
Awesome. You can find me on Twitter at Theladrin, right there. You can also find all of us on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and YouTube at ASOTV Podcast. You can follow us there for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. Thank you all for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.